You're tuned in to the Jersey Comic Crew. In this video, we are talking the Black Widow trailer. It's the final Black Widow trailer. Find out all my conspiracy theories and what Rob has to say too right now.
Hey everybody, we're the Jersey Comic Crew, and we bring you the news and reviews of your favorite comics, movies, and TV show. As always, I'm Rob Moran.
I'm Chris Heller.
And we got a great episode for you guys today. We're going to jump right in because we have so much goodness.
We have a lot.
Yes, and I know you're excited because we're excited.
Yes.
Because the Black Widow final trailer came out.
Yep.
And before we play the trailer and do a trailer time with you guys, I just wanted to say something to get off my chest with this movie. You know, before I saw any trailers and before like this whole buzz came around.
Hurry up, I don't want to forget everything I have to say.
It's fine. I wasn't excited for this movie, but now I'm excited for the movie. And
I'm very intrigued, yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna learn how to press play.
Yay.
Tell people my sister moved out west.
That's Yelena speaking.
You're a science teacher. Your husband, he renovates houses.
I'm like really on board.
We'll see.
You're thinking about moving, but you're gonna wait until the interest rates go down.
I don't trust her.
That's not my story.
She's Taskmaster.
I don't think she's Taskmaster.
No, it's gonna be the mom.
Nope.
They're the
I made
Russian
mistakes
I've been thinking about this a lot.
and a lot of enemies.
I love this dude. Love that. Does that remind you of somebody?
Yeah, that reminds me of somebody.
His call sign's Taskmaster.
Watching
He
every
controls
other
the red
video.
room. They're manipulated.
Oh, yeah, you haven't
Conscious, but
No,
no
I haven't.
choices.
Yeah, I wanted to be surprised.
I should have come back
So
for
big
you.
right there.
How many others are there?
Enough.
Do you think he controls all of them, or they're all like working together?
We'll
We have
see.
to go back to where it
I
all
think there's a
started,
possibility.
so they never do that to anyone again.
Seems like one of the
Hey, let me
destroying the red room.
That might be
Fight with you.
Taskmaster.
You won't win.
I've always found it best
The Black Panther Claw.
to look into the past.
That was Spider-Man movie, by the way.
I know that was Spider-Man movie, but he has.
No, the Black Panther thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
the Wakanda Forever.
stay duck and cover?
My plan was to drive us away.
Well, your plan sucks.
Hawkeye action.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, this guy's pretty dope. Or
At
girl.
some point,
Or
we'll
girl.
have to choose
I think it's a guy.
You think it's guy stuff?
between what the world
Now I
wants you
do.
to
I
be
thought it was a guy, then a girl, now it's a guy.
and you made choice.
What if it's like a man that changed names?
I'm done running.
That was the captain. Interesting.
Guys, listen. I don't know if you're excited, but I
Here's what's gonna happen.
Natasha, don't slouch.
I'm not slouching.
You're going to get a back punch.
Listen to your mother.
Oh my god, this.
Up.
All right, enough. All of you.
You didn't say anything. That's not fair.
that was great.
Oh,
I love this. Those times I was like, okay.
You're like, yeah.
And he's like, up. Now, you said there was a couple of things you want me to freeze frame.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
over.
So one thing you can't freeze frame, obviously, because it's talked. They mentioned Taskmaster as he,
Okay.
as like he controls the Red Room. He's doing this. He's doing that.
Do you think Taskmaster is not necessarily that person we're seeing, but it's like an entity controlling everybody, giving people tasks?
No, I
He's like,
the most literal form of
yeah,
name.
I'm the Taskmaster. You do this task.
I mean, it
because
could be.
I am the boss.
I do think Yelena, her sister, is working with him.
Oh.
I think
whether it's that guy in the armor or
Well,
like
so
my guy who's
back
just in the chair.
at San Diego Comic Con. I was talking to my buddy about this too. Back at San Diego Comic Con, there was a guy on stage during the movie, and they never said who he was. I forget his name. African American gentleman, young. They never said his name, and he looks like the Taskmaster in the comics.
Oh,
And he posted like when the trailer came out, he put something on Twitter, and it was like #TM. So like everyone's like, oh, he must be Taskmaster because he's the only person we still have not seen in this trailer, and we know he's in it. So
that could be.
So I'm starting to think it's him more, and either like Rachel Weisz, who plays, quote unquote Scarlett's mother, Natasha's mother, which I don't think it's her actual
it's like
mother.
It's their like weird nuclear family
from like the Red Room and Assassins.
Yeah,
I agree
they're damaged goods family.
Yeah, so if you play it back, there's a couple things that I've been kind of noticing.
I don't know what I just did here.
You just minimized the screen. All
right, where do you want me to go?
So if you go towards the beginning, keep scrolling. The first area, you can stop there. So when Taskmaster obviously pulls out, this is like our first shot of, obviously, we know he's now studying the Avengers. Keep rolling. He has studied the Avengers. Pause it there.
Call signs task.
Like, go a tad back.
I got you right here.
So yeah, that's obviously Natasha in Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
So he's studying all the Avengers' moves, their tactics. He's kind of like, I know you all better than you know yourself, so I can take you all out. Almost like Batman when he has that plan for every Justice League member in case they were to go bad.
And also, when you're thinking about this, even if his goal wasn't necessarily to take down the Avengers and them, right? Mm-hmm. If his goal was to be one of the best, who is better to watch than the Avengers, right?
Exactly.
Like, all right, I need to learn how the Hulk fights. I need to learn how the Hawkeye fights.
Smashes.
How Iron Man fights. How, Captain America, Wakanda.
Especially Natasha and Cap.
Natasha, Cap.
Yeah.
I should know how all these people fight as arsenals for me to do my job effectively.
Yeah, totally.
Whether he might run into them to take them down, or he just has to beat some random bad guy.
Or if they're building up his own team. That's like an evil team. So
what if this is just, I'm thinking it's just some guy sitting in a chair. This is just one of his Taskmasters.
I think he is the Taskmaster, and I think he is a part of something a lot bigger, which I'll get to in a minute.
Okay.
If you go a tad just on his mask, if you focus on his mask a tad bit sooner.
I got you.
So right there, if you look at his mask,
I like the mask.
You see,
it's like the skull almost.
Yeah, if you see the eye visors, you see the little lights on the side.
Okay, you're talking about like in the corner.
Not even the reflections. To me, that is him either collecting data, and it almost looks like there's a camera.
Yes.
In the middle for him, like in the field, kind of, so he could study the notes.
So he's less like in the comics, he could just visually see somebody do the moves.
Yeah,
and then he could memorize them and do them. We see him do it countless times when he fights Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's a big Spider-Man villain. He sees Spider-Man do these crazy tricks.
Iron Man, Cap, all of them.
Right? And then he could just do them. So this is pretty much making it a little bit more realistic is what you're suggesting.
A little more 2020 with the tech.
The camera in there so he could remember and review it later, like kind of like a football player watching tape.
Exactly. Like the Peyton Manning study session. But also, I think that visor is very close to Stark tech, where he can pull stuff up in the visor.
Okay.
So, like, he can see different things, like, because it looks... Yeah, like, when you play through it, kind of for a second kind of glitches and pulls up some other stuff. And, like, so you can kind of see that kind of like, oh, maybe he's using the tactics with technology, with other things that he is, kind of studied himself. So this is the big one.
Yeah, you said right here, like, this is big.
Yeah. So yeah, no, go ahead.
So I'm, guys, I read comics and I'm into this stuff.
Yeah.
Why is this such a big deal? Is this just showing like what they do to the people in the Red Room to like control them?
I think
so. Like this might be a serum to control her sister.
Maybe, but I think it's something way bigger.
All right, what do you think?
So if you go back like 2 clicks, it will show you her. Pause it right there. Oh, you almost had it.
No, there we go.
Like there.
I'm looking.
I don't know if you can see it from here, but when you play through it on the, if you guys can see where my finger and hand is,
well,
on
I can use the mouse.
Yeah,
right
on that kind of railing there,
right here
in this medical facility.
Okay.
There are 3 letters on it. AIM.
AIM. Oh,
AIM. Advanced Idea Mechanics.
Yeah, exactly.
AIM is a no. I know you guys.
I was like, wait a minute. I know what AIM is.
Pick me.
Me. No, go ahead. You're on a roll.
So AIM is not only a big part of the Marvel Universe comic book wise, but it's also something we haven't really seen much in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
So, Chris, what is AIM?
Hey, what is AIM?
What are you aiming at?
What are you aiming? You got terrible aim. Go back and clean up your piss.
Oh my
But
God.
like, if you go into the comic books, AIM is kind of like the scientific only shield.
Yes.
It is kind of borderline evil. Some of the stuff they do is for advancement of medicine and advancement of things, but they also do really shady stuff with government, with people like Thunderbolt Ross, who is in this.
Oh.
And if you look really closely, there is a huge mark on Yelena's face.
on the top.
Now this
Right
is
here.
Yes. Now this is going towards the 2009, 10-ish Black Widow comic.
Oh, I know where this is going. Go ahead.
And this is what's causing the biggest talk and possible controversy, depending on what way you look at it. One rumor is
the face.
She gets her face taken off and replaced to look like Natasha, which would mean Yelena, not Natasha, died in Endgame.
I think that's terrible.
And the other one is Taskmaster is controlling her, or she's working with Taskmaster. He's like, listen, I can study your sister, quote unquote, all I want, but you know her better than anybody. You train with her, you blah, blah, blah. This is my plan. You have to do this. And, it plays out in the movie.
What is left field? What if this is Taskmaster and we're seeing it before they change the face?
Maybe that too.
AIM does that stuff.
AIM could do that too. I think because of AIM and her, I don't trust her at all in this movie.
No. She's definitely someone you want to keep an eye out.
Yeah, and she's always in white or something lighter to kind of make it look like she's the good guy, which usually means she's the bad guy.
Yeah, it's a visual play.
I think Taskmaster is working for Thunderbolt Ross.
Oh.
Because Thunderbolt Ross is in this, and if you think about it, Ross has been talking about deterrence for the Avengers every time he pops up. He has a personal grudge against the Hulk.
We've seen him numerous times. Yeah, he's a big villain in Hulk. We've seen him in the Edward Norton Hulk.
Yes.
As almost like the main general antagonist. We've seen him, in Civil War. He's the general dealing with the Sokovia Accords, the fallout of that. He's been a small character throughout all of the Marvel history.
Yeah.
And we know he's going to be in She-Hulk.
Yes.
So maybe this builds up the villain arc of Thunderbolt Ross for She-Hulk. And eventually, because of his experiments with AIM and everything there, he gets the Hulk serum, turns into Red Hulk.
I think...
Ultimately in She-Hulk.
I agree. I don't think he'll be Red Hulk in this at all.
There's no way.
I think by the end of this movie, either AIM or something will have him, maybe he gets the serum in an after credit scene, he turns into Red Hulk, and that's to be continued in She-Hulk. Or
I think he gets the serum, he doesn't use it. I think he won't even use the Hulk.
You don't think we see him at all? Even in an after credit scene, we don't see the Red Hulk.
No, I don't think we see Red Hulk maybe till the second half of She-Hulk.
Maybe
because I think that storyline. I think that would be smarter. Like you set him up as the villain, introduce the possibility of him maybe getting the serum. The whole time he's against superhumans and other super abilities.
Becomes what he hates the most, kind of.
Exactly. Yeah. And she has to go against him in court, kind of deal. Like she's on the opposite council.
I don't know if he's going to be part of the court system.
He doesn't have to be.
Maybe because he's government.
He's just he's the face of it. He has somebody else doing it. Yeah. But she knows she's trying to take him down. Yeah. And eventually, they fight outside the courtroom. She-Hulk versus Red Hulk.
Maybe. But I think as far as this movie's concerned,
all right.
I think I really hope Taskmaster doesn't bite the dust in this one, because I think with him and Thunderbolt Ross, and if they're kind of working together, maybe Yelena as Black Widow 2 or the evil Black Widow, which in the comics she's kind of the evil Black Widow.
Yeah.
This is the start of the Thunderbolts.
Now, is there any other scene you want me to freeze frame before we move on?
Those are really the big ones.
All right.
Besides, the ending, it seems like they're avoiding looking at something very big in the distance.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Might be, I don't know if...
Missiles. The Russian missiles.
I don't know it, well, maybe, but I don't know if Ross is working with the Russians to make his own, helicarrier like we saw in Winter Soldier.
Are you suggesting someone from the U.S. government is working with Russia?
I would never do that.
I've never heard of that happening before.
Ever.
All right. So, guys, I think...
But wait, really quick. My question to you is if Yelena is Natasha because of the face swap, possible face swap, and Yelena's the one who dies and not Natasha, how do you feel about that?
I don't even want to dignify that theory with a response. I think that's stupid. I think that's... just poor. That's trying to pull back. That feels like what they've done in Star Wars, where they just introduced a book to try to change the stuff with the Kylo and Rey kiss. They're trying to walk back the risks that they took. You made the risk. It played off. That's fine. You let her die. That's okay. If by some reason this is true, I don't want it to be revealed that that's Natasha until years later, our time years later, and then it was this all along. We're like, if they do it this soon, you're just cheapening the death.
I agree, and obviously, death in comic books, we always want death in comics to mean something. If writers kill off a character, you have to make it mean something. And like now they kill characters off and they're back in a year, and it's like death is almost meaningless. It has to mean something. Tony's death meant something. Devil's advocate, really quick.
Okay.
She's back and she's not dead.
You're dumb.
I'm not saying she is or isn't. I'm saying the possibility of she is, does it add to her being more of an assassin and more character development? Because if you look at every movie she's in, it's basically, hey, I shoot stuff and I beat stuff up, but I don't really have that much depth. I talk about stuff in my past, but I don't explore it because I'm on an ensemble. And obviously this movie's a little, 10 years too late. But, you're in an ensemble cast. Does this, hey, I was able to fake my own death. God knows if she did. God knows where she was during the Avengers and Endgame, and your friends are dying and everyone's in peril, and either Taskmaster has you or Ross has you somewhere locked up. What happens there? No. But does it add to her character development in a positive way?
No.
Why?
I think anything that you might have gained from the positive character development,
and depending on what the movie does for her character development.
Not saying that you wouldn't get that.
Mm-hmm.
I think the whole fact of you doing that cheap ploy that she was alive this whole time just is too much of a weight to bear.
Okay.
I don't think the good can outweigh the
Meaning
bad.
It would take away from the story we're trying to focus on.
Correct. Even if you did all this beautiful work of her character development, and you know what, her coming back to life would be great. I think her coming back, especially so soon in this movie, we see it.
Cheapens the product.
Cheapens her overall.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, if you're asking me maybe years down the road, hey, wasn't this a good idea? Maybe. I might like it if it's done right. I pretty much like anything if it's done right. Or
we all like
right?
done right.
Or if it's fun. I'm a slut with fun things, right?
Yeah, I don't care about that.
So that sounds really bad. Let me take that. Let me walk
I'm a
that
slut
back.
with fun things.
So if it's enjoyable, let me take that back. If I enjoy the movie,
damn it, 2020, you've been hard enough.
Jesus. Anyway, I think it's just too much bad to outweigh the good in it.
Meaning, hey, if we do this, we're taking away from developing Taskmaster's character.
Correct.
Maybe Thunderbolt Ross more as a developed character. The supporting cast.
Sometimes the death
Natasha
needs to stay.
Yeah, no, I agree. If you kill someone, make it count, right? If you're gonna do it, make it mean something. I'm just thinking of possibilities, but I 100% think Taskmaster is now this guy who we haven't seen in the trailers.
You don't think he's just a guy giving out tasks?
I mean, I think that could be part of his job. Not and your task is obvious tasks, like
you brushed my teeth today,
and you are getting the food for later. I think it could be more of hey, he is so focused on his task of what he has to do.
Okay.
As well as, because it's going to be badass. I mean, we've seen some of the fighting style already. It's crazy.
Beautiful.
And obviously a movie like this without crazy superpowers, you're going to have to go nuts with the choreography. So
yeah, we saw that. He went from Black Panther to Spider-Man real quick.
Yeah. Oh, the backflip is awesome.
So, guys, we want to know what you think of the Black Widow trailer, the final trailer, and what do you think of the movie? Let us know down in the comments below. Tell me all your crazy theories. We're excited to hear them.
Are you going to the movie when it comes out? Because that's a big question mark, too.
Why?
With movie theaters and Corona?
Coronavirus,
You know, movie theaters are, that's the worst place to go now.
I know. We talked about coronavirus last week, and I'm sure later this week you're going to see another video from us.
Oh, yeah.
Because we planned it. So that's how it's
And we
happening.
might be wearing the same clothes.